guys, hope you can hear me. Having a little bit of problem with my tablet. The buttons don't work. Anyway, tonight we're going to make Herby bean sausage stew. Okay, now I've got an apron on, short hair, wash my hands, show you trangia. Right, this is one of the cookers that we use for our outdoor cooking. I hope you can see I'm having trouble getting into focus. As you can see, there's a recipe behind it. So this is for a 3-person one. I'm not going to need the lid. So that's the pot we're going to use. That's the wind protector. So in through the middle. Out through the side. Should normally be doing this outside, but it's perishing out there today. So make sure your gas canister is a screw fit. If it's a push fit, it's the wrong one. And if it's so snug but not too tight. And I've got long safety matches. So don't sit your face over when you try and light it. So low heat. I have to have the extractor on because otherwise my fire alarm will go nuts. Sorry about the noise. So we're going to turn this down a little bit. I think you can just see the flames there. We're going to use this pot, and I'm going to add, first of all, a tin of tomatoes. Okay, this is 400 grams. If you're going on expedition, I would recommend that you put this into a plastic bag and then another plastic bag to make sure it doesn't leak, because the tin is quite heavy. This was a ring pull, so I don't have to worry about can openers. That's not open, that's going into my dish. I'm not going to put it on the heat until there's something in it. And always use the handles. So that's now warming up. I've also got a tin of beans. Let me just move that so you can actually read what my recipe is. Okay. So, tin of mixed beans. The beans is entirely up to you because you're the guys that are eating it. Again, ring pull, so I didn't have to worry about can openers. And you're going to excuse me for a minute, I hope, because I'm going to drain the beans. We don't want to need that liquid. Right, I've now drained the beans. And that is now going in the tin as well. This is for 2 people. Obviously, if you want to make it for a whole group of you, then you can just double up and make sure you use a slightly bigger pot, because this is quite full already and it's only got 2 cans of beans in it, 2 cans of liquid in it. Got some sausages I browned off earlier and partly cooked. If you're going on expedition, if you're going to take meat with you, the best thing is to cook it first before you take it, and then either put it in a cold pack or use it for lunch or dinner the first day, so it doesn't stay in your rucksack all that time getting horrible and warm. So I'm quickly going to slice these up on the chopping board. Can't actually show you guys because otherwise it means move the camera around 50 million times. It's only me. On the recipe that I found, it said to use oregano and basil. But when I was looking in the supermarket, I found that a jar of Italian herbs has those and other herbs in it, so you don't really need to buy all the different ones. You can just use one of these, which has oregano, thyme, basil, parsley, sage, black pepper, and even bay leaves in it. So it's all in one hit. So add the sausages to our stew. If you carry your chopping board or whatever you're going to use to cut things up on in a plastic bag, then it won't make a mess in your bag or get contaminated from your clothes. And the trick is with any of this food is you have to make sure that it's heated all the way through, rather than cold in some places and warm in others, guys, especially with meat. That's why if you're going to take chicken or sausages or something like that, you even need to keep it cold or think of other methods. There is several smoked sausages on the market that you don't need to keep refrigerated, or you can get hot dogs as well. So I'm literally going to let that cook through. Turn up the heat a bit. Oh, wrong way. Spot the deliberate mistake. Try that again. Sometimes if you just wash your trangia and you've actually got the gas burner wet, it will burn in your face because it's blowing the water back out, so please be careful. Kits for cleaning a trangia are quite easily assembled. I have one here. Here's one I prepared earlier. So basically, if you're going to Poundland or something like that, you can buy these little bottles. So this one's washing up liquid, and I usually have another one in here with cooking oil in, and then I carry a little scourer that you can throw away when you're finished, and a tea towel. So that just all pops in one carry bag, fits inside my rucksack, ready for cleaning afterwards. Please do not put them through the dishwasher, because the chemicals in the tablets actually ruins the aluminium that the pots are made from. Also, another safety thing, don't leave the handle on the side of the pot because that will get hot. Now we're going to add our herbs. If you've only got a pudding spoon, that's fine. So that is about a tablespoon. So we're going to add 3 or 4 of those. It's entirely up to you guys. You can add chilies and stuff if you want to. So that's all the herbs added. I'm going to give that a bit of a stir. We're also going to add an unusual ingredient. We're going to add a little bit of sugar. I don't normally take sugar in my food, but it's just going to cut the acidity of the tomatoes. So that's the herbs and the sugar in. It's coming up nice and thick now already. So if you've only part cooked your food, your meats, then you need to make sure that it's completely cooked through before you eat it. You're using chicken and you're going to use it for that evening's meal. If you freeze it the night before, then it stays chilled all day long until you need it, and it will thaw out in the pot as long as it's cooked beforehand. It will thaw out in the pot, and you can eat it once it's nice and piping hot. If you're cooking by a tent, please make sure it's not too close and nobody's wandering around the campsite that they can kick it over, because there's nothing worse than hot food or something all over you, or even worse, a lit trangia being rolling across the campsite. That's not cool. So safety first always. And if it's a really windy day and there's not much heat coming off the trangia, use the lid, but upside down, and that will keep the heat in, and it will heat up faster. And the reason why you put it that way is then you can use the handle to remove it quite easily. If it's the other way up, you can't get it off so quick. And again, don't leave the handle on the side. So it's only a few basic ingredients. They're quite cheap. So if you're a student and you want to cook at your lodgings or whatever, it's quite easy to do. You just need something to heat it up. I've known some people to actually empty out the kettle and put it in the kettle, but I wouldn't recommend that. Not only will your coffee taste really weird the next day, but it takes a lot of cleaning. So I'm going to leave this going for a couple more minutes yet because it needs to be cooked all the way through. You can eat straight out of the pot, but don't forget it's going to be really, really hot. So if you have your own plates or something, then that's good. As I say, this one's a 3-person trangia. The 2-person one comes out a little bit smaller, you can see there. So as you can see, it's just a little bit smaller. I knew this is going to make quite a lot of liquids, that's why I got the big one out. Another alternative for cleaning these, if you can get these soap-filled pads, scouring pads you can get from Tesco, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, loads and loads of supermarkets do them. And you won't have to walk around with washing up liquid then, and then just throw the whole thing in the bin when you're finished. Remember to pick up your rubbish, guys. Also, burnt matches, you can put them back in the box the other way around so you know that they've been used, rather than leave them on the ground. So no rubbish, leave nothing but footprints. Because this is quite full, I'm trying not to stir it too fast, so I don't fancy getting covered in tomato sauce. You should never leave a trangia when it's lit on its own. You always need somebody to keep an eye on it, even if it's only to prevent other people walking past and accidentally kicking it. So I'll go through the ingredients again in case you can't quite see them. It was basically 4 sausages that I pre-cooked, a tablespoon of cooking oil, which I cooked the sausages in, a tin of mixed beans, and a tin of chopped tomatoes. You can get some chopped tomatoes with the herbs already in them, but I like adding my own because it's the taste. You can either use dried basil and oregano, or, as I said, double up with a batch of Italian herbs because it's got both of those and others in it. And a little bit of sugar, which just takes the acidity of the tomatoes off. If you buy smoked sausages, like Carabossa, I think it's pronounced. Let me just go and grab a packet and I'll show you. This is actually a it's Croatian or something like that, or Italian. Anyway, this stuff, they come in various sizes. This is the real skinny stuff, and you can get ones that are about fat as my finger, which I usually use, and there's some really fat stuff called hunter sausages, which are quite fatty. So it's up to you how much fat you want in your sausages. The reason why I pulled out the Polish sausages is I quite often use them as trail food. I just chunk them up into inch pieces. And instead of eating fruit and nuts, where I may have young people with me that have a nut allergy, I can have the sausage instead and not have to worry about people's allergies, because I haven't heard of anybody being allergic to sausages, although there may be something to do with the ingredients in them. This is just about done. It doesn't take too long. The longest bit is actually part cooking the sausages. I'm quite happy to send anybody the recipes that I use, because this will be the first of many, I hope. And they're really simple. It's basically a chuck in and stir. So many young people just use pasta and a sauce and then wonder why they still feel hungry. With this, you can add crusty bread, pita breads, anything you like, even rice crackers to go in. Or you can even add in a handful of dried rice, but then you need to put a little bit more water in it. But that I have used several times now, and it's yummy and it's really quick. As you can see, that's really gone thick now. I'm going to take that off and turn it off. Turn this off because that's now finished cooking. Oh, silence is golden. Yeah, so this pot I've used many a time for myself on expedition. It tastes really nice. You can always chuck in some extra stuff like garlic and things like that. I'm going to put this slightly to one side to cool down. Make sure the gas is off and take the gas off. That way there can be no leaks, no danger of fires. These can be bought Halfords, Wilco's, even DIY shops, because they sell the smaller ones and the longer ones for blow torches and stuff like that. So long as it's a screw fit, and rather than a push fit, it will work with our Trangiers. Normally by the time you finish eating, this will have cooled down and you can then rinse it. If there is any splashes on the burner itself, please be careful and turn it upside down to drain if you have got water in it, because as I say, if you get water in there and the next time you use it, it's going to go, and potential hazard there. So these matches that I got, these are quite a famous make. They also do swan matches, which are very long, but these are the whole length of the packet. They're worth investing in if you're going to do a lot of cooking. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Please tell me if you have tried it and what variations you use. That'd be really cool. Thank you. Bye.